By the way, we know we could get REOs at 80 and 85 cents on the dollar, and that makes the margins too tight. What's really weird is if I took the last 100 foreclosures, and I talked to every one of them at the end of the day, and they bought, fixed, flipped, and it closed escrow, and they told me I netted $33,000 on this property, I netted 43 on this and 26 on this or whatever, it's so strangely accurate, 12 to 17% net. And by the way, the difference between the 12 and the 17 is whether they use their own money or whether they borrow the money. That's the spread. Because here's the cool thing, you're going to buy at the right price. He said you make your money on the buy. And so no one's going to force you to pay 90 cents on the dollar. You're going to be disciplined to buy that at 72 cents on the dollar. So if you think about it, the only things that can go wrong between that time and the time you sell it is did you spend too much money fixing it up or did you take too long to sell it? Because if you stick to the format of buying the property, knowing the fix-up, don't overprice it, put the right money into it. I'm a big fan of staging. Price it right and sell. I think 12 to 17% net is very accurate.
And they're looking well higher in the 20s on the whole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And in some cases, depending on where it's at, they could be in the 30 return. However, that's a predicted return because it has not liquidated, nor have a lot of the properties hit the market. But, I mean, I've seen numbers literally as high as 40 to 50% on a 3 to 5 year market strategy on a fix and hold.
In fact, I want to just finish because we have just the last minutes in the springboards to Dennis, is when I sit down with somebody one-on-one and I ask them what their strategy is, they say, oh, I just want to flip a bunch of properties. You could have somebody that flipped 4 or 5 properties a year and just crushed it, and you know what their biggest enemy is?
Themselves.
Capital gains. Capital gains. I had an amazing year, but it went down as ordinary income or whatever it was. So I tell somebody maybe buy one, flip one, buy one, keep one. Buy one, flip one, buy one, keep one. At the end of the year, for the obvious, I just saved my 8% fees for flipping the property, right? I no longer pay real estate fees. I no longer have to pay the excise tax. I no longer have to pay that title and escrow. I'm going to keep those as rentals whether I refinance them or not. But as long as I put them in there a year and a day, it becomes long-term capital gains number one. And if I decide to turn those into a 1031 exchange in a period of time, it's completely tax deferred. So, yeah, I think there's a strategy. You can buy within your IRA, your 401k, your Roth. By the way, a lot of people don't know that. You can absolutely buy within every single one of those.
Or if you got hit really bad in the stock market, your 99 cent K works just as good.